Fade in. Interior. Clergy house. Gabriel's quarters. Night. Curtain blows to an open window. The moonlight shines bright in the night sky.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
A small stool is placed on the floor next to a whiskey bottle. A rope's tied in a knot and thrown over an exposed ceiling beam. The dark house is lit by the moonlight. The room's bare with a sofa and cocktail table. The furniture sits on a dark wood floor. Father Gabriel Gabor, 40s, wears a white tank top and black slacks. He holds a short glass of whiskey filled 2/3 of the way. He drinks it all in one gulp. He closes his eyes to ease the pain. His bare feet step on a stool. He grabs a rope and pulls his head through it. He adjusts his feet. His eyes gaze at the ceiling.
Father, please forgive me, for I'm about to sin. I don't want this life anymore.
Lou, 40, stands in the shadows. Lou exists only in Father Gabriel's mind. He's a demonic being and the mere image of Father Gabriel. He wears all black.
Hey, what's taking so long? You know, he will not be mad for what you're about to do. He understands your pain. Trust me.
Father Gabriel's eyes tear up.
I don't care if he gets mad. I don't care about anyone at all.
Lou watches with intent. Father Gabriel closes his eyes. His feet rattle the stool. The stool hits the whiskey bottle. The whiskey bottle falls and breaks. Father Gabriel opens his eyes in shock. Black screen, super title, curse. Next scene, fade in. Interior, Liz's apartment, day. Intercut to the kitchen. Liz stands at the stove. She lines up cocaine on the counter. She lowers her head and sniffs it. Father Gabriel enters the living kitchen space. He looks around. To his left, a small TV on a TV stand that faces him. Next to it, against the walls, a blue sofa with a table and lamp next to him. In front of it, the cocktail table with a few magazines on it. And straight ahead, a small circular table. To the right is the kitchen where Liz cooks. The apartment's bare as it can be. A thin brown rug runs through the apartment. It's very dull.
I'm sorry for the trouble I caused.
It's no trouble, honest.
I think I'm gonna call a lift and get going.
Wait, not without eating, please.
Liz glances over at the very small dining table. Father Gabriel hesitates. He stutters steps to the table. Intercut to the dining table. Liz places the plate in front of him.
Let me go get you silverware.
Liz walks over to the kitchen.
What would you like to drink? We have water, coffee, milk, vodka.
He picks up the toast and looks at it, inspecting the bottom of it. He's grossed out by it. He drops it back on the paper plate.
Coffee's fine.
Liz places the coffee down in front of him. She hands him a plastic knife and fork. She sits. Father Gabriel looks at the plasticware for a moment. Liz eats.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, great.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I have said grace?
No, you're fine. I don't think I actually say grace.
He takes a bite of his eggs.
So, how long have you been a priest?
He wipes his mouth with a small piece of paper towel that was placed on the table.
Well, it feels like all my life. Ever since I was a boy, I was fascinated with God.
So you've never been with a woman?
Father Gabriel stops eating.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so forward. You don't have to answer that.
No, it's okay. I was more interested in doing God's work.
I've never really had a conversation with a priest before.
That's all right, but as it goes, I don't think I'm making a dent, so what's the point?
Is that what the alcohol's for?
Father Gabriel stops chewing.
Sorry again. I guess being forward is in my nature.
You don't have to keep apologizing. Not a lot of people attend church, and I mainly talk to other priests.
Father Gabriel looks at the sofa in the next room and sees Lou, who sits and reads the paper.
We all find ways to cope with our problems.
Liz wipes her mouth and nose with her napkin in embarrassment.
I'm going through a bit of.
You don't have to confess anything to me.
I'm not confessing. I'm just stating that.
I really don't care.
There's a moment of silence.
You are not a nice priest.
Why? Because I don't want to hear your problems. I got to get going. Thank you for this.
Father Gabriel gets up from the table, takes one step, and immediately falls and lands on his face. Liz rushes over to him.
I'm fine.
You are in no shape to be out there alone.
His head wound opens up, and it continues to bleed.
Ah, great. Your stitches opened up.
My what?
Father Gabriel closes his eyes. Next scene. Exterior, Liz's apartment, day. Liz exits the apartment. She crouches down and sits. She opens a bottle of vodka and drinks. She cries with her hand over her face.
God damn it, Liz.
Intercut to Father Gabriel. Father Gabriel wakes up startled. He looks around. He gets up. Intercut to the bedroom. Father Gabriel opens the door and stands in the doorframe.
Liz?
He exits. Intercut to the living room. Father Gabriel stands. Lou lays on the sofa. Father Gabriel walks towards the entrance door. He grabs his blue bomber jacket, puts it on, and zips it up.
Hey, you're wasting your time. Well, time is all I have.
He exits. Intercut to the exterior of Liz's apartment. Father Gabriel exits the apartment. Liz sits next to the door. She smokes. Her mascara runs down her cheeks. Father Gabriel sits next to her.
I'm sorry.
For what?
Liz reaches in her shirt and pulls out money from her bra strap and hands him the cash.
Look, after what you did for me, I want you to have it.
I shouldn't be stealing, and especially from you. Here, take it.
Liz gestures the money back to him. He takes the money and puts it in his jacket side pocket. An all-white 1977 Cadillac Eldorado pulls up and stops in front of them.
Oh shit, don't do anything.
They get up slowly. Arlo Willem, early 50s, exits the car in rage. He's fair-skinned, thin, tall, with curly hair. He wears an open gray dress shirt, white t-shirt, black slacks, and shoes.
I'm sorry, my internet connection's unstable. I couldn't hear that last direction.
Oh, so it's your first line, Francis.
Yeah, I know. I just didn't come in because I couldn't hear you talking.
Oh.
Sorry. Do you want to just read
Oh,
that last sentence? Yeah.
Oh, it's just okay. I'll read the last part. They get up slowly.
Okay.
Arlo Willem, early 50s, exits the car in rage. He's fair-skinned, thin, tall, with curly hair. He wears an open gray dress shirt, white t-shirt, black slacks, and shoes.
Where the fuck have you been? Who the
Arlo
fuck
gets
is this?
closer.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Hey, man, be cool.
Be cool. Get the fuck in the car right now. You're costing me money.
Arlo grabs Liz by the hair. He grips it and pulls her. He drags her across the pavement. Liz fights back. Father Gabriel grabs Arlo.
No, father.
Is this your father?
Arlo pulls out his gun and points it at Father Gabriel.
I heard about you, you piece of shit. You like to touch little girls. Ha, you fuck.
No, Arlo, he's a priest.
So you're fucking priest now.
No, he just took care of me.
He's taking care of you. I take care of you.
Arlo
Get
pulls
the
his...
fuck. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Get the fuck in the car, you bitch.
Okay. Okay.
Arlo lets go of her hair. He stares at Father Gabriel the whole time. Liz, teary-eyed, mouths the words, "I'm sorry," to Father Gabriel. Father Gabriel looks at Liz. Liz gets in the car. Arlo puts the gun in his back pocket. He punches Father Gabriel in the nose. Father Gabriel falls to the ground. Arlo gets in the car.
And for you, next time I see you, pow.
He finger blasts Father Gabriel. Father Gabriel watches as they drive off. Liz cries. Blood from Father Gabriel's nose drips down his face. Interior, clergy house, Gabriel's quarters, day. Father Gabriel takes off his jacket and collar. He throws them on the table, then throws himself on the sofa. He pulls out the tissue from his nose and uses his finger to see if it's still bleeding. Lou sits at the dining table.
Hey, I told you, you can't help people like that. Not now, Lou. I'm here for you, not them, and not him. Hey, it's time to end it.
He sits up. Father Gabriel looks at Lou.
It wasn't until you came in my life that I wanted to take mine. Why do you think that is? I've blamed the church. I've blamed these people. I blamed God.
Father Gabriel gets up.
I should have been blaming you.
Intercut to the kitchen. Father Gabriel enters. He opens the fridge and pulls out a half carton of milk. He pours it in a glass. Lou appears in a full-body mirror that's hung on the wall next to the refrigerator. Father Gabriel stands in front of it.
Christ almighty, will you just have a drink already? Blaming me? I saved you more than your God has saved you. I've kept you company in your darkest moments. You wanted to die even before me. You gave up. You can blame me all you want, but I didn't see you do shit to Arlo. He put your little savior saint in his car and drove away, and you just sat there. You know why? Because you know that it's all fucked anyway. God doesn't care. Now, come on. Let's have a drink. I'm dying here.
Father Gabriel picks up a bottle of whiskey that sits on the counter. Father Gabriel stares at Lou in the mirror.
You will no longer control me. You will no longer tempt me into darkness. I do not need your evil. Satan, I rid you from my life.
Father Gabriel throws the glass of whiskey at the mirror and breaks it. Smoke rises from the broken piece of the mirror on the floor. Father Gabriel closes his eyes. It's as if a weight has been lifted off of his shoulders. He feels relieved. Intercut to the bedroom. Father Gabriel puts on a fresh pair of his clergy attire. He looks at the wooden cross above his bed and kneels.
Father, please forgive me, for I am about to sin.
Interior, Arlo's car. Night. Arlo drives angrily and aggressively. Liz sits in the back seat. Her mascara runs down her cheeks. She sits close to the door.
How many fucking times do I have to tell you when I call you, you fucking answer? And who the fuck was that guy?
Liz sits in silence.
Liz, what the fuck? Who was that guy?
He's no one.
Arlo pushes in the cigarette lighter.
He must have been someone. You're not taking my calls and you're with some client that I don't know about.
The cigarette lighter pops out. Arlo grabs it, reaches in the back seat, and presses it into Liz's inner thigh.
Don't fuck with me.
Liz screams.
You running your own game?
He's no one, I swear. He's a priest.
What
Arlo
the
releases
fuck?
the cigarette lighter from her leg.
What the fuck are you doing with a priest?
I found him unconscious.
Conscious? He looked pretty fucking conscious to me.
Liz continues to cry. She turns her body to the door and looks out the window.
I'm being evicted.
Arlo looks in the rearview mirror.
Well, if you answer your phone, you'd have more clients. You're lucky this guy is specifically asking for you.
Liz angrily bites her bottom lip.
Now wipe your fucking tears.
He drives off with intent. Exterior street, night. I think that's it for Arlo, right? Let me double check.
Yeah, but I'll stay on for a while, Clint.
Okay, sure. You go back.
Especially if you've got any comments or anything at the end.
Okay. Well, I could critique you right now if you want, because you're not in the rest of it. So
Okay.
I love everything. I love the gangster accent. It reminds me a little bit of Snatch. Everything's perfect. I wish you had a gun in the scene in your house. But other than that,
Right.
I mean, everything was great. So I'm really pleased with
Good,
it.
thanks.
Really happy. Yeah, you can continue to stay on.
You sound great, Francis.
Yeah.
Great.
Great,
Great.
really great.
I only told you to blow the fucking doors off. Michael Caine. Sorry. Carry on.
Well, you know Francis, and I don't know if you got rest of you guys know. I wrote this part for Francis.
Oh, okay.
So, kind
Cool.
of Taylor specific in a way.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
And,
course. I'm gonna continue.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Street. Thank you, Francis. Have a great
Okay,
night.
cheers.
All right,
night.
Francis.
Good night.
Carrier Street's night. Father Gabriel walks from the bus stop. Magdalena stares at Father Gabriel for a minute. She smokes a cigarette. Father Gabriel notices her Adam's apple.
Sorry, you look like you're new to this, and those two aren't good to start with.
No, you were right the first time. I'm looking for someone.
Oh, okay. So you want a particular girl? What's her name? Or you want to try something new?
He
Liz.
caresses his jacket collar.
Liz.
Liz?
She has a confused look.
Yeah, she's a little older than you. She lives up the road in Eden Apartments.
Oh, Lizzie, that's my girl.
Well, she's in trouble.
We all are, Father.
They walk down the alleyway together.
I'm Gabriel.
Don't you mean Father Gabriel?
Most days.
Fuck, you're gonna get me killed.
She throws her cigarette.
You shouldn't litter.
You shouldn't talk to strangers.
And what's your name, Ms. Stranger?
Magdalena.
Magdalena.
Yeah. What's so funny?
Nothing. It's ironic.
I don't know what that means.
It's just a Bible thing.
I'm not religious.
She sneezes.
God bless you.
Thank you. I hope I'm not getting sick. I can't afford to miss work.
Interior bar night. The bar is dimly lit. Father Gabriel and Magdalena enter. A bunch of overweight Caucasian men sit at the bar. Opposite, a bunch of men play pool. They all turn their heads at them. Father Gabriel and Magdalena stare at each other and everyone else in silence. Magdalena clears her throat. It's like everything stopped.
Okay. Let's see what we get.
They walk towards the bartender.
Excuse me.
The bartender, early 50s, big burly with a goatee and a cut-off flannel shirt, continues to talk with customers. Father Gabriel raises his hand.
Excuse me, sir.
The bartender angrily looks at him. He approaches. What can I get you?
We're actually looking for someone.
Magdalena shows him a picture of Liz on her phone.
Oh, I'm sorry. And can I get a vodka cranberry?
I don't serve your kind here.
What do you mean? We come in here all the time.
Not on biker night. Magdalena puts her hand on his hand. The bartender looks down at her hand, then punches Magdalena in the face with his other. Magdalena falls to the ground. Don't fucking touch me, you faggot.
Come on, man. Was that necessary?
Father Gabriel lowers himself to comfort Magdalena.
Are you okay?
Blood runs down from Magdalena's nose. She touches it and sees the blood.
Ah, great. Fuck.
Come on. Let's get out of here.
No, we have to find Liz. Besides, these men don't scare me. My dad used to do shit like that all the time. It doesn't bother me.
Well, it bothers me.
Father Gabriel gets up.
Hey!
Don't.
The bartender stares at him. Magdalena grabs his arm.
Don't. It's not worth it.
She slowly gets up.
Let's get out of here.
As they walk towards the exit, a man grabs Magdalena's arm and whispers in her ear. They exit. Exterior bar night. Magdalena opens her purse and takes out a tissue. She holds it against her nose and lifts her head.
What did he say?
How much you liked my tits?
Magdalena walks down the street. Father Gabriel, confused, follows her. Interior
Hello?
night. Oh. Go ahead, Dave.
Hello? What aisle is the tissues?
Aisle 2. Clark restocks cigarettes with his back turned towards them. Father Gabriel enters. Magdalena approaches the counter. He puts the Red Bull and the pack of Kleenex on the counter. Clark continues to ignore her. Father Gabriel stands next to Magdalena.
Hello? Excuse me?
Ahem.
My nose is fucking bleeding like crazy. I'm just gonna open these.
Magdalena opens the Kleenex. Clark turns around. Father,
Clark,
how can I help you?
I believe this young lady was trying to get your attention.
Father Gabriel gestures to Magdalena. How can I help you?
Thank you, Father. I'll take these, please.
Clark rings up the items. $5.29.
Father, can I borrow $5.29?
Sure.
Father Gabriel reaches in his pocket and pulls out a credit card and puts it into an Ingenio ICT 250 credit debit card machine.
Do you know the woman I came in with the other day?
Father, there are a lot of that come in here.
Yeah, but how many women do you see me come in with?
Just that one. Clark either looks at Magdalena. Father Gabriel looks at Magdalena.
Well, 2 now.
I seen her with Sammy the other day. I'm sure you know who Sammy is.
Why would she know Sammy?
They all know Sammy. Father Gabriel looks at Magdalena.
We do.
Oh, well, good to know.
Magdalena opens the Red Bull and drinks it. She exits. Last scene. Interior, community church, day. Father Gabriel puts on a white robe, then a gold shawl around his neck. Intercut to the confessional booth. Father Gabriel sits quietly. 11-year-old boy enters, closes the curtain, and kneels. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
We all have.
Fade to black.
Amen to that one.